Alright, so the 3rd of April 2016, the Dam Cycling Challenge was on around Perth. There are two rides. There's the long 5 Dams ride, which is about 240 kilometres, and there's the shorter 3 Dams ride, which is 145. So that's the one I did. I did it with my teammate Rowan. It's the 4th year in a row we've done it. It's a fantastic ride. I had a GoPro on the bike this year and recorded over an hour of film, which obviously was pretty hard to watch just by itself. So I'll try to tell the story of the ride, describe a little bit about what it's like, and I'll just use sort of shortish clips of video that are hopefully easy enough to watch. Okay, let's get into it. So this is the first hill you come up against. It's Green Mount Hill to the east of Perth. It's a pretty steady 6% or so and goes along for 4.5 kilometres, something like that, and just tends to sort of thin everything out a little bit. Everyone's pretty sort of bunched up and the hill kind of thins things out a little bit, and then you end up with a lot of smaller groups doing the rest of the ride. So cadence, there's my teammate Rowan on the right doing about 90. Look at these guys grinding up there, that hurts. So basically you get over the top of that first climb, Green Mount Hill, you ride along the highway for a while to Mundaring, and then you're sort of basically descending down to Mundaring Weir, which is the first of the 3 dams. It's a nice little descent. Okay, so there's a sort of not too long but steep little climb coming up out of the weir, and that's really the beginning of a lot of sort of, up and down little climbs. The next real hill you come to is called Glen Isla Road. It's over near Kalamunda, and it's a slightly longer, kind of undulating, uneven sort of climb. Okay, so after the climbing sort of between Mundaring and sort of Kalamunda, Pickering Brook area, it's basically a bit of a flattish ride to the south, down towards the Canning Dam area. It's a good place to sort of pick up some wheels, get a bit of a hand. Okay, so Canning Dam, you descend quite a lot before Canning Dam, and you think to yourself, what goes down has to definitely go back up again. And sure enough, you come to this really steep little pinch. I don't know how long it is. It's probably not much more than 1 kilometre, maybe less, but really steep up to the dam, and it definitely stings a little bit. So I've actually sort of left most of that part of the video in here unedited, because it's probably one of the steepest parts of the course. By the way, you'll notice this horrendous creaking sound coming from my bike. The camera picks it up pretty well. When I get out of the saddle, there's this real creak coming from the bottom bracket area. I'll have to have a look at it and see what it was. Anyway, I don't mess with the sound. I don't do a whole lot of editing with these videos. I pretty much just stitch them together and post them. Okay, so you can see the dam wall up ahead, and you know you're nearly there, but there's still a bit of elevation to do, and it's only a short distance. It really is very steep.
Well, there's the top of the dam.
Actually, one other thing, last year, 2015, this whole little part sort of up to the dam was kind of cut out, and it's back in this year, which is good because it's, I think it's a good part of the challenge. Okay, here's the real pinch coming up here just before the dam. Really, really steep little pinch. You see guys out of the saddle. So there are a few stops along the way. You generally only stop once. It was pretty well organised this year. Good traffic control, and yeah, there are water stops and sort of food stops. I generally carry probably a few energy bars and a few gels. I find that that's enough to get me around the course. So this is the third of the three dams. It's called One Gong Dam, and your climbing's sort of 90% done. There's just one sort of real sharp climb up out of this area, which is a bit of drag. Here's that climb I was talking about, and yeah, you know it's the last one, so you don't mind it too much, but it still stings a bit. There were these two, I don't actually know who they were, but there were these two guys, young guy and an older guy, who we worked with the rest of the way back to town, and it was a lifesaver because there was really no one else around. So you get over the top of that climb, you have quite a long descent, not terribly steep, but a long descent down to Armadale. You ride along Armadale Road it's quite a long way. It's a very dull part. I haven't really bothered to put it in here. And then this is the freeway north back towards the city. Ideally it'd been a bigger group. Fortunately we had a bit of help from those two guys I mentioned before. I was pretty well gassed at this stage, but did the best I could. But really the other three guys, including my teammate Rowan, did a lot of the work along the freeway, and at this point we're nearly home. Let's see. So yeah, this is it. It was at Curtin University, the finish line, so that's us going across the finish line, which is a great feeling.
Thank you.
So hopefully that wasn't too hard to watch, and hopefully if you haven't actually done the ride, it gives you a bit of an idea of what it's like. I definitely recommend it. It's a good challenge for anyone who does even just a bit of cycling.
The three dam riders 6:30 start. Mind you, there was a big group of them. They took around about 40 minutes in total to get the whole lot of the three dams riders underway.